once again. In this lesson we are going to learn how to draw shapes and add colors to these shapes. So with my document opened, we are now coming to draw some of the shapes. So let's start with a rectangular shape. So to pick the rectangular shape, or to draw the rectangular shape, we have to come and pick our rectangular tool. And you can find your rectangular tool here. So this is a shape tool, and within it, when you right click, you can find the rectangular tool here. So you will now see your cursor will change to this symbol. So to draw the rectangular rectangle, there are two things you do. It's either you are drawing a rectangle or a square. To draw a rectangle, just click and drag to the size, even though you can format the sizes later of the rectangle. Then you can now leave it. Immediately you leave it, you see that it is filled with the default color black. Sometimes it is white. So we have our rectangle. To change the color of your rectangle, you just come to the top here, then you click. There are sample of colors here to choose. So supposing there is any of the colors there that you think you don't like, but you want to choose your own color, you come to this color box, and when you double click, this color picker appears. So with the color picker, you can now click anywhere in the color picker. You can even come back here and drag any of these to any color you want, and you can now pick the colors you want. Yes, so this is drawing a rectangle. Yes, we can now go on and delete this. Now if I want to draw a square, I use the same method in drawing my square. So I can just right click on the rectangle. I can click on my rectangle, and to draw a square, the shift key is very important. The shift key on your keyboard is very important in Illustrator because it does a lot of work. It is used to constrain or actually restrict what you are doing to a specific area. For instance, I don't want my shape to be a rectangle. I want to restrict the width and the height for it to be a square. So what I do is I click on my shift on the keyboard, then I click my mouse and drag. You can see that we can get a square. So this is how we draw squares. So that one too, you can come back and change your color. Now you can further format the square by using what we call the stroke. Now near to this we have the stroke. To actually format the stroke are the lines or border lines around the shape. So to format the stroke, we can click here and choose a stroke color, let's say blue. So the stroke color will change to blue. To increase the width of the stroke, how thick the stroke will be, you can now click on this arrow facing the top, and you can see we are increasing the width of the stroke. So that is one way you can format the shapes. Now you can also convert this shape into a rounded edged shape. So looking at these points here, we have 4 of them. You can use them to convert the shape into a rounded edge shape. So when I click on this and I drag, when I click on any of these and I drag, you can see that I clicked on that one alone. So as I drag, it has been converted into a rounded edge. Now that is because I've selected only this. So I've clicked and selected only that. But if I am not clicking on just that, but the whole corner, you will see that it turns everything round. You can even convert it directly into a circle. So that is one way you can also format shapes. So this is for the square. Now let's go ahead and draw another shape like a rounded edge rectangle. So to draw the rounded edge rectangle, the same way, you click, you drag, you get your rounded edge rectangle. You can still format the rounded edge just like you did for the square by dragging this. So you can even convert it into a perfect square rectangle, or a perfect rectangle, sorry for that. Now let's go on and draw another shape as in the ellipse. The ellipse is, so to draw the ellipse you can also drag this way and you can get your ellipse based on the size you want and all that. You can also format the stroke and all that. You can change the color of the stroke and all that. I think you should find time and play around this a lot. You can use them to create a lot. So if I want a perfect circle and I click on the ellipse tool, I can also remember what I said about the shift key to restrict, so I can still click on the shift key and it restricts the ellipse into a perfect circle. So you click, you drag, you leave your mouse button and you have a perfect circle. We have other shapes here like polygons, so I can also click and drag and I'll have my polygon, and immediately you draw the polygon you can choose the size. So maybe I need a 3-sided polygon, which will be a triangle, and this is what I have, a triangle. So that is how we draw shapes. You can format the shapes like we formatted the other shapes. You can also get shapes like stars in here, shapes like stars in here with the same formats in here. So basically this is about drawing shapes in Adobe Illustrator. Now before we go, I want to just show you one technique. Now supposing I've drawn this shape of a star and I need another star. After I finish drawing the star, I need another star. You come back and click on the selection tool, then you click on the star. To get another star, instead of doing copy and paste, I can just click on the star and press on my Alt key, then I drag. Immediately you drag, you get a duplicate of the star. You get a duplicate of the star. So I can make many duplicates of this star using the same technique, Alt, and I can make a lot of duplicates of this just by pressing my Alt key and dragging the star out and dragging it out. So this is another way you can also format shapes in Adobe Illustrator. There will be an assignment given below where you be allowed to draw some shapes and color them with your own colors. So that will be our first assignment. Thank you.